You're not sure how to find your next star employee? In this video, I'm going to show you a technique that no one is talking about. I'm Frank, and I'm all about helping business owners and entrepreneurs start and grow their lawn care business. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you're notified of my future videos. Anytime we're looking for employees, we can always put ads out. That's a typical way of doing that. We could put ads out in Indeed, Job Seeker, or we can ask friends and family members for recommendations of, if they know anyone that fits the criteria of what we're looking for, right? So what we're going to talk about today is a different technique, and we can call this technique boots on the ground. I'm going to show you how to find this person that's going to be reliable, dependable, and you're really going to interview them over time. So let's get started. So typically we are going to be placing ads on job sites like Indeed, Job Seeker. We might even talk to family members, friends, maybe somebody that already works for you. Hey, do you know anybody that's looking for a job? So those are kind of the typical ways of finding that next employee. So boots on the ground is something that I like doing, and let me talk to you about that a little bit, okay? So basically, we all shop or dine or get coffee somewhere, right? So what I like to do is really take a look at the employees that are working at different places. For example, I go to Quick Trip all the time. I get coffee, 2-3 times a day. So when I'm in there, I'm looking at the star employees, and they're really not interviewing, so it's a good opportunity for me to see what they're like in real life, right? So they're not going to be in front of me where I have to ask them several questions, when we're talking about a traditional interview. They're running around doing all the good things, and some of them are running around and doing all the bad things, right? So I'm looking for that star employee. And that's the beginning of, how to, look for that star employee with the boots in the ground. Of course, when you're looking for that star employee, just like with any other employee, you're looking for somebody that's reliable, hardworking, they're kind to other, their customers. Those are some of the characteristics that I'm looking for when I'm looking for that next star employee. And the most important thing is having all those characteristics over a period of time. So when somebody comes in and does an interview with you, you really don't get the opportunity to see what they're made out of, right? So if somebody asks you a question in an interview, obviously you're going to tell them, I'm the greatest, right? We're all the greatest when we're interviewing. So the thing with boots on the ground is when I am looking at the potential star, I can see how they are over time, right? If I go to that Quick Trip and get coffee on Monday, are they acting the same on Friday? Are they acting the same on Tuesday? So that's some of the things that I'm looking for, and I think it's really important to hone in on what those characteristics are. We can go into, let's say, a restaurant or a Starbucks or a Quick Trip or wherever it may be, right? And they're going to have some downtime, right? So there's times where the business is not busy at all. So that's an important part of, boots on the ground. When you walk in, is that employee doing nothing, or are they taking initiative to make sure that they're doing something? They're being proactive, they're being active, and they're really part of that business, right? It's almost like their owner, right? Sometimes I'll walk in and I'll see some of these superstars and I'm like, man, I know it's Quick Trip, but do you own part of this? Because you're such an active part of making sure that things are moving in the right direction, even when it's slow. So that's one of the things that I look for. That's really up to you, but I like to, gauge it over time. Whatever that may be, it's going to be different for you, but it might be a period of like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a month, right? I'm always looking, and I'm looking when I'm not looking for an employee, right? So I'm constantly looking for these stars when I'm not even looking to add someone to my staff, right? So I'm always looking, and I think it's important to gauge that person over time, because again, when you're doing an interview face to face, you just have that 1 or 2 or 3 interviews, depending on whether you call them back to come in for that second or third interview. But still, they can really mask who they are about, right? So if they come in on time on the interview, that doesn't mean they're going to come in on time when it comes to work. But now, if I'm looking at that star employee at Quick Trip or wherever it may be, then I can really see, are they always on time? Are they happy? Are they, there to move the business forward? I can really gauge that over time. You see, for me, that's one of the easiest things, because I like talking and knowing about other people's livelihood, right? I love seeing people really progress in their journey in life, right? So for me, it's really easy. And it's just a matter of having normal conversation. So you're not gonna go in and talk to these people and say, hey, by the way, are you happy here? That's not the first conversation. That's not probably any part of the conversation, maybe until the very end, right? So what I do is just have normal conversation. Hey, how's it going? You doing all right? We build that rapport. They see you over time. So now, they can open up to you more and more. And that's, again, another opportunity to see what they're really about, right? Are they really putting on a mask for the customer, or are they, they might not be happy, right, at that job. So, but if they're not happy and they're doing a good job masking it, and they're, coming to work, that kind of thing, then that's, again, an opportunity for you to really get to know that person and see where their passion is, and whether or not, they're looking for another opportunity, or maybe they know somebody that's looking for another opportunity. Once you've built that rapport, then I think, you can ask them at some point, if they're content, they're happy where they're at, and, for example, if they work in Quick Trip and that's what they've known, and, they know the advancement opportunity, they love the company, and most importantly, in my business, they're not interested maybe in working outside, right? Or maybe they're not interested in working in the office, right, as an office position. Maybe they like what they're doing and they love what they're doing. So yeah, after a certain period of time, when you've built that rapport, you can always ask them, hey, do you know anybody that's a superstar just like you? I know I've been watching you, you've been doing such a great job, and do you know anybody that's like you? Somebody that loves what they're doing, but currently they don't have a position in a company somewhere, right? Maybe they're looking for something. So yeah, that's a great opportunity. That's one of the things I'm not a proponent of doing, because, when it comes to like going to my normal places, like Quick Trip, Starbucks, Target, Walmart, Chili's. So those are some of the places that you're able to go in, they see you, you see them. It's easy to be able to get engaged, right? Now with lawn care companies, I don't drive around, follow lawn care company and see how well somebody's doing, because first of all, I would have to drive around a lot, right? Maybe they got like 10 lawns. I'm not gonna do that for sure. And another reason that I don't like to look at lawn care companies is because, when I see that person working on one lawn, how am I gonna see that person working on that same lawn or another lawn a week from now, 2 weeks from now, a month from now? How do I know he's going to show up to work the next day and the day after? Again, with the businesses that are, like the Quick Trips, those kind of businesses, I can really see, if they showed up on Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, how they act throughout the day and every other day and throughout the week, right? I can't have that opportunity to look at that when it comes to lawn care business. So that's one of the reasons that I avoid that. Another reason is when it comes to, taking on another lawn care company, a lot of the times when you look at employees like that, they're only looking for a opportunity to make 25 cents more, right? So they might leave that company for just 25 cents more. And that's really not the kind of person that I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody that's looking for a career, right? And that's one of the opportunities when I am, looking for that star in, the restaurant business and that kind of thing. I can really ask them, hey, I know you're doing a great job. You're a waiter here. Do you enjoy working inside? Well, they might tell you, hey, this is just a temporary gig for me. I really like working outside, but I got laid off and this is the only job that I can find. So that's an opportunity for you to really engage with them, where you can't really do that when it comes to, lawn care provider that's out in the field. I agree with that 100%. Poaching is not really what this is all about, right? So again, this is not about, hey, I'm gonna grab somebody for another 25 cents, right? Because what comes around goes around. So if I pick them up for 25 cents more and somebody else can do the same to me. And that's not what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in affecting other lawn care business providers or lawn care business owners as well, right? I'm not trying to take that away from them. Now, it's a little bit different when it's like the restaurant industry or, like a Quick Trip or Starbucks, because really you're engaging with them and trying to figure out if that's where they should be, right? Where they landed, is that where they should be? Because, with this economy right now, a lot of people lost their jobs or, when they were in certain industries, and as they're coming back, maybe they didn't land where they needed to be, right? So it gives me an opportunity to kind of pick their brain. So I'm not necessarily looking to take employees from other companies. I just want to engage and see where they're at as far as their journey goes. And if they're not in the right spot, then that's when the window opportunity opens up. I'm not just looking to, add bodies to my staff. I'm looking for that star, right? So if somebody's working at Starbucks and that's not where they belong because they really enjoy being outdoor, they're not happy with, what that company's offering or whatever, then at some point, we have that conversation as far as giving them the opportunity to go ahead and interview. I do encourage you to use all methods like Indeed and JobSeeker and maybe even like your local college to see if you can get some employees or friends and family that can recommend some people. But I encourage this method as a way to constantly be recruiting, right? So you're always out and about looking for that next star. And in order for you to come across that next star, you really have to engage with your community, and that's what I like to do. If this video was helpful for you, please make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the bell button so you're notified of my future videos. See you next time, Lawn Care Pros.